The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone. It is 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us on a Thursday. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. We begin with your 17 Crime Watch. Spike strips were used to stop a wild police chase that started in Arvin and ended near the outlets at Tejon. Take a look. Arvin police officers say they were dispatched to a possible domestic violence incident yesterday morning. When officers arrived, they saw the suspect take off in a car. He was later seen driving near the Tejon Outlets, and that's when CHP deployed the spike strips. The suspected driver, Arvin Nahara, was arrested. CHP says he also had a 6-month-old child as well as a 1.5-year-old baby in the car with him.
Bakersfield police officers were also chasing after someone yesterday. It all started around 8 o'clock last night after a report of a stolen car. Officers say they originally pursued the suspect but stopped after deeming the driving conditions unsafe. A KCSO helicopter continued to follow the suspected stolen car. Shortly after, officers say the suspect crashed with another car at the intersection of California and Union Avenues. 3 people were hurt, and the suspect was taken into custody.
Well, Tropical Storm Hilary is now in our rearview mirror, but one Kern County city is still picking up the pieces. 17's Rob Hagan went to Ridgecrest to see how they're recovering.
Tropical Storm Hilary may be gone, but some of the mess left behind could still be seen in the town of Ridgecrest. Pearson Park's full of empty swings and caution tape after the park was closed because of flooding. But damages are at a minimum and hopes are high.
I think the city of Ridgecrest had one of its finest hours.
This proud mayor says thanks to being proactive, the city saved the new multi-million-dollar Richmond Elementary School project from going underwater.
It doesn't have drainage. It doesn't have its curb and gutter and all those things yet. And so what we physically did is we broke our road in order to get the water to disperse off of this site and into the desert.
Mayor Bruin says Ridgecrest residents are resilient because the community is no stranger to natural disasters, including the earthquakes that damaged the original Richmond Elementary School 4 years ago. 2 days Tara Packer remembers all too well.
It was the 4th of July, 2019. We had a 6.4 earthquake, and then on the 5th of July, we had a 7.1.
Now she has new memories of pain and loss, and that was before Hilary came to town.
My dad just died last Thursday.
Tara, the founder of Lighthouse Ministries, says they received 11 pallets of water, Gatorade, and cleaning supplies from the City Serve organization in Bakersfield, and they paid it forward to the community.
We're already an establishment that people know to come to for food, gas, help.
And this, a wall full of thoughts, wishes, and prayers by the thousands, a testament to the city of Ridgecrest, a city of solidarity.
Our citizens were resilient. We had good public service, good city services, and the result is that we come out of it smiling.
And a city of hope.
What's next?
Only God knows. Truly, only God knows.
I'm Rob Hagan with 17 News.
Making news around the nation this morning. Before we get to our coverage of the GOP debate that happened last night, let's talk about the leading candidate currently, who wasn't even on stage. Former President Donald Trump is planning to turn himself into authorities in Georgia. NBC News has learned that the former president plans to travel to Fulton County this afternoon before surrendering himself at the Fulton County Jail later tonight. Trump, along with 18 others, were named in a multi-count indictment following the district attorney's probe into his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Trump has denied all charges. Trump's legal team has already agreed to a $200,000 bond. It's still unclear if Trump will be subjected to a mugshot, but some of his co-defendants, including Rudy Giuliani, have already surrendered, gone through the booking process, took their mugshots, and been released.
17 News is your local election headquarters, and the Kern County GOP hosted a watch party for the highly anticipated debate last night. 17's Jenny Huh was out there for us and has a look at what partygoers had their eyes set on.
Hey, good morning. For local GOP voters, the big takeaway from Wednesday night is that they know a lot more about these 8 candidates. Now, people so far had felt that the 2024 elections were largely Trump versus Biden, but as the debate went on, a lot of them said they were pleasantly surprised by some candidates. Take a listen.
Claps, boos, cheers, and laughter encompassed what was Kern County's first official watch party of the first GOP debate of the 2024 elections. Hosted by the Kern County Republican Party, the event had a turnout of 110 people, including local leaders.
I'm looking for the person that is going to win, and give me evidence that you can win in 2024.
Despite mixed feelings on former President Donald Trump's absence, attendees agreed it made room for the less-known candidates.
With Donald Trump in the room, it would take a lot of oxygen out of the room.
For locals, the debate was largely about hearing candidates' concrete plans rather than attacking each other, Trump, or even other parties. While attacks weren't entirely off the debate table,
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT.
Issues locals cared about were on the table, like immigration and the border, foreign policy, and the economy, especially with Kern's oil and energy industry. Before the debate, the county's GOP voters told 17 News they were open-minded to each president hopeful. Well into the night, most said they were pleasantly surprised with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Second most popular was the young, new face in the political mix, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. The crowd also cheered for Nikki Haley, with some suggesting she would make a good vice president. The same was said of DeSantis.
A lot of pundits think that Trump is going to be the nominee, and they say it's done because he's so far ahead. But I think tonight is the beginning of this 2024 election season.
There's a lot to learn, but I hope people that even not Republicans, I hope nonpartisans and Democrats spend some time and see what these folks have to say when they're not scripted.
Jenny Hutt, 17 News.
And multiple people have lost their lives. Several others were wounded following a shooting at an Orange County biker bar last night. 4 people were reported dead at the scene, including the shooter. 6 others were transported to a hospital, 5 of whom had gunshot wounds. Their conditions are not known at this time. Police say the man believed to have carried out the shooting is a former law enforcement officer who targeted his wife. His name or the agency where he previously worked has not been released. It is not clear why the gunman opened fire. Witnesses describe the chaotic scene.
The lady's freaking out. She's telling me, hey, they're shooting at the bar. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. And sure enough, seconds later, I hear the shots. I see the shooter. He walked over to a gray pickup truck, opened his passenger door, and then I saw a couple of people walking out. I saw 2 bodies drop. And then I jumped on the phone, called 911, and yeah, the dispatcher told me that they had already sent officers on the way. Sure enough, like a minute later, I see approximately 2 or 3 deputies roll up, and without hesitation, just started unloading on them, and they returned shots. And at that point, I just ran, ducked for cover.
It is still not clear why the gunman opened fire as the investigation continues.
The man convicted of killing Kristen Smart is in the hospital this morning after being attacked in state prison. Paul Flores was transported from Pleasant Valley State Prison in Coalinga to an outside hospital. No information about his condition is being released. Prison officials say the attack is being investigated. Flores was sentenced in March to 25 years to life in prison for Smart's murder. Her body has never been found. The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.